And our first guest this week's joining us in studio, Mr. Don Smith. He's an Executive Vice President with Smart Cannabis Corporation. Their stock symbol's SCNA. Don, great to have you back on the show.
Hey, good to be back.
Now, since you were last here in the studio, so much has changed with your company. New name, new stock symbol. Why don't you bring us up to date?
Well, yes, lots have changed. It turns out it took us 4 months to go through the FINRA, the federal process of changing the company name and the stock symbol. You have to keep a rolling 30-day accurate picture, and you can't really change anything. So that was a very frustrating process for us, but we continued to grow and focus on revenue during that period of time. But our new name is Smart Cannabis, which is our holding company, and we still have most of our revenue being generated by our subsidiary, Next Generation Farming. We believe this puts us right in the crosshairs of where we want to be for the investor that's starting to look at the cannabis space as a real growth opportunity.
Well, it makes so much sense. I mean, and the previous name was a great name, Xeris Holdings, but of course, Smart Cannabis Corporation. That is exactly what you're involved in. Smart growth, smart greenhouses. I mean, tell us about the greenhouses.
Well, the greenhouses are probably some of the most automated technology on the planet. It's really amazing. We have over 40 greenhouses installed at this point. Employ more than 50 contractors out in the field. And some of the things that are setting us apart is each time we install one of these, our efficiency goes up. We learn more and more about it. We learn more about the permitting process. So it's really set our company apart. But our initial business plan, as I keep saying every time I have the opportunity, is the world's running out of food. We believe that this capitalization situation with cannabis right now, like 98% of our sales are being used, greenhouse sales are being used to grow commercial cannabis in an organic fashion, which we're very pleased about. At some point when that wave passes, they're going to see that that same technology applies for tomatoes, organic leafy greens, which we run our own operations for as well. But these greenhouses, there's lots of information up on our site about them. We actually manufacture them in Northern California. Of course, everyone buys fans and certain components from overseas, but the major component that sets us apart is we actually understand these. We have a full demo facility, and we've written our own custom software so that you could control any piece of that greenhouse from anywhere on the planet.
Well, that's incredibly forward thinking of your company, because as you said, right now, the hottest topic in this business is the cannabis. We're going to eclipse probably 30 states where it's legal, either recreationally or medically, here after the election in a couple, 3 weeks. So we're well past that tipping point. That's where the money is. California, the law takes effect January 1st. We're probably going to have an explosion of new business for you during that period of time. Well, once like you said, but once this cannabis craze dries up, which is, at some point there's going to be a consolidation period, you've got plans beyond that.
Yes, we do. I mean, we want to make sure our customers are successful. So there's a built-in backup business model that if in the particular state or the environment or the county or maybe just the person's plans changed, it's very easy to convert these greenhouse systems over to growing organic leafy greens and vegetables. The returns, of course, are still extremely impressive compared to just looking at Mother Nature out in an outdoor grow where you've got infestations and have to use pesticides.
So basically, you're talking about organic growth. As far as the fruits and vegetables, you're talking about growing organically, which is extraordinarily expensive. You go into a supermarket and you look at tomatoes that are regular, they're $1 a pound, they're organic, or $3 a pound. So you're talking about organic growth because in the greenhouse, you don't have to worry about the pesticides.
That's correct, and we're using organic not insecticide, but organic fertilizers, organic dirt mixtures. In the leafy greenhouses, those are being run in an aquaponic environment utilizing fish and a pure closed loop system. Very interesting technology. You won't find many cannabis growers doing that today because it's a very accurate proposition, right? But one of the things, John Taylor, our president, just put a paper out about, hey, why is no one talking talking about smart greenhouses. That hit the internet last week. And one of the major topics there is you might go to the grocery store and buy an organic apple or an apple. And if you don't, rinse that off or do something, it's got pesticides, right? Well, most cannabis, you can't just rinse it off. No. People, if it's not tested, if it's not certified organic, people smoke that. They're smoking pesticides, for God's sakes. It's ridiculous.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. We're almost out of time, but with this explosion of business that we're anticipating when the laws change January 1st, can you keep up with demand? Absolutely.
So, great news. As of today, we just closed a greenhouse sale yesterday. We can't sell anymore in 2017. Okay. We're completely sold out. Wow. Last week we broke ground on probably the largest greenhouse project in the state of California. And details to come. We're about to put some news and some content out about that is going to be very, very impressive. It's a massive operation that will then be followed on by some really large, I'm talking 30, 40, 50 installed greenhouse systems that will be coming up in the early part of 2018.
Once again, the company's Smart Cannabis Corporation, stock symbol SCNA. Extraordinarily exciting, Don. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.